Live.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
I'll control all the camera changes so you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Unless I say go to camera 2, camera 3, or something like that, okay? I'll do the camera changes.
Yes, we want it done professionally this week.
Right. Okay, here we go.
So I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, what's with all the trucks stuck in Colorado? And an 80s retailer is getting a new crypto coin. And this week, it happened at McDonald's. And you can suck it, Google. All this and much, much more we discuss here on DeaconLive. How are you? How are things? We are broadcasting just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. We are broadcasting from the COVIDSapien.com studios. For more information on who created this pandemic and this whole entire virus, don't blame us, blame these people. And those people are found on COVIDSapien.com. And also, someone who's not found on COVIDSapien.com is IT Dan. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good afternoon, everyone.
So what's new with you, Dan? Anything?
Had a birthday yesterday.
A birthday? They let you have those still? I thought after a certain age you don't get birthdays anymore.
It took me 68 years to get this old.
So now I got to change all my jokes that made fun of 67-year-old guys to 68-year-old guys?
Yes, wait till next year. Wait till next year. That's when you're going to be in trouble.
Well, at least this time I only have to erase one number. Next year I'll have to erase 2 numbers and start over.
Yeah, but it was, we had planned on going out to going to Barcelona Burger, but Kathy wasn't feeling well at all.
Where's Barcelona Burger at?
That's in Mooresville. It's about an hour and a half away from our house.
Now, why would you pick Barcelona Burger over like Burger King or something like that?
It's delicious. No, this is a quality, delicious burger.
So on your 68th birthday, you decided to have a hamburger instead of like a steak or some kind of lobster or anything?
I'm not a steak or a lobster person.
What's your favorite food that you would have? I guess hamburger, right?
Hamburgers, pizza.
Spam.
Yeah, Spam. I had Spam for breakfast. It was delicious.
God.
Yeah.
Did you do the weight ratio like I was talking about in the other show, where the pound per ounce of what ham costs compared to pound per pound of what Spam costs?
Well, Spam and ham are not the same thing.
Right, but they taste the same.
No, they don't taste the
Jesus.
same.
Here we go again.
Spam is pork with some ham meat in it.
Okay,
but
and ham is pork with ham meat in it.
Yes, but it's different. It's the same.
It is definitely different. Something that's different here. Like I said, we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a beautiful little town, population 2,500, in the town of Marshville. Now, Marshville here has done something. I guess this is the second year they were trying to do it. They were doing what they call a drive of lights, or a train or whatever, where you drive by and see all the lights and you have a map.
Oh, they pick out a certain neighborhood to go to.
Well, not necessarily a certain neighborhood, because we really, out here in the country, there's no neighborhoods. We don't have like, Hunters Creek or Metro West or anything like that. They're just basically, house here, pop up, house here, pop up, house here, pop up, just because of the way the land's divided. Most of them are farms, and most of them have, 2 to 3 acres, if not more. Like we sit on about 22 some acres here. So they make this map, and of course you can see the closer you get to quote-unquote downtown Marshville, you have more houses around there, and then the houses with all the lights and stuff kind of spider a web out from there. So they had this, what they call, I don't want to call it City of Lights, it's a drive-by where you can see everyone's lights and everyone's got them on, you know what I'm saying? So they had a map, and everyone's like, hey, if you want to be part of this, and this is on the Marshville Facebook page, if you want to be part of this, give us your address and we'll add you to the train or the path. And so a couple of people in there, and I was debating, should I put up my house on there? Because we do pretty good, lights out front. We got the motion lights and the blinking lights and the traditional lights on the shrubs and stuff. So I said, no, I don't want people driving by the house, buying eggs and stuff at the same time. So they did it, and the next morning I was like, oh, I wonder how it went. They said that it would start at about 6 o'clock and then go on for whatever. People were complaining because, the sun sets because of now the summer solstice or the winter solstice is starting. The summer solstice is over. We are getting, and we'll get into that here later on the show, but people were turning their lights off at like 8:30. 8:30, like right after dinner, people were turning the lights off. So people were complaining, hey, we finished our dinner at home. Come on, kids, let's pile in the cruiser, and we'll drive around, see all these houses with all the lights on. And sure enough, about 3/4 of them were already off by 8 o'clock. Now, what kind of house-like parade would stop everything at like 8 o'clock? I mean,
Yeah.
I've got timers out there on our lights, and it says our timers are set as soon as the sun goes down. It stays on for about 6 hours, and then it automatically turns off after that.
Yeah, ours are solar, and they usually go out by around 11 o'clock.
Yeah, see, that would be a more appropriate time to shut everything down. So people were complaining, so I don't know if they're going to do this next year. I know a lot of neighborhoods, I was born and raised in Orlando, they would do this one neighborhood in the Conway Lakes area, do the paper bags with the sand on the bottom and the candles in them, and they would line the whole because they're neighborhoods. I mean, literal neighborhoods. Driveway, come out of your driveway into another driveway, out of another driveway. Boom, 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 and they would line all the driveways and line the roads with all these paper bags with the candles in them. So have you ever seen that before, where they all light up like that, like little lanterns?
Yeah, they look nice. I mean, understate. I'm a minimalist. I like it. I don't like stuff that really flashes. Something like that looks good to me, though. I like that.
Oh, good.
So couldn't they just tell all the people, hey, keep your lights on till 10 o'clock?
You would think if you signed up for it, they would put something on it, say, hey, please, when the sun goes down, turn your lights on, by all means. And then we'll say, we'll wrap it up, put an end time on there. Don't just leave it to the people with the lights. And I think that might have been their problem. Now, granted, I didn't see the flyer. I didn't see I saw the flyer, but I didn't see the actual rules and stuff. People were like going 8 o'clock, especially the people who live on the outer skirts of town, where they're not going to get a whole lot.
Did you drive around and support your town?
No, I did not. No, because by that time, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, I'm winding down. I've already had my full of beer and stuff. I'm not driving anywhere, especially in this little town with one Andy Griffith sheriff in town. I'm still not driving around. That doesn't make any sense. And so that was what happened there. So Marshall was pissed, but what do you expect, man? 2,500 people, and it's those kind of people. I take that back. I'm part of those people. So,
but if that is the biggest problem going on in your town, that's a good. That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. Now, Dan, it is Christmas. This Saturday is Christmas Day. Christmas Eve is Friday. My wife is working today, and she's got the rest of the week off. So I'm glad she's getting some time off. Dan, I bought you a present.
You did?
I did buy you.
Shocked.
I bought you a Christmas present, and what I got you is.
Oh, he's opening the package now.
There's a bunch of stickers all over. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well. And the way you see that is go over to properradio.com, click on DeaconLive.
I got some bad news.
Well, what's the bad news? Do you want to give me the bad news before I give you this?
No, give me the shirt first.
Okay. So here, I got you a shirt.
I'm opening this up now.
All right. Take your time. Hurry up.
It's nice wrapping paper you got.
Yeah. And what is that? Hold it to the camera so everyone can see. It's a black shirt. Watch the microphone. It's a black shirt. And what?
It's Assassin's Creed. All the different assassins in different games.
How many assassins are on there?
Oh, probably about 12 or 13.
Now, I bought you, Dan. I want you to read the label on the inside. I don't know can you see it with the light over there?
I'm going to get the light right here.
Here, I got a flashlight if you want. There you go.
Yeah, that would be good.
There. So what's it say on the inside of the label there?
Extra large.
Right.
Yeah.
In the mic.
It says total parts in order 1, no other product. And there's supposed to be 2.
Right. It says 1 of 2, total parts 1.
Yeah.
And so I paid for 2 shirts, so you can rotate them, one week, one the other week. I'll take the flashlight if you're incapable of figuring out how that works. So I wrote them a sticker mule, a nastygram, saying, hey, look, I bought 2 shirts for my cousins. I had to, sop on the weeping story. And they only sent me 1, so I don't know where the other one's at, and I haven't gotten any response back from them yet. But I got you 2 shirts, so you should have another one coming in the mail.
That's high quality and nice to pick.
Same color and stuff. And here's how to wash it, by the way.
Oh,
You're supposed to turn it inside out so the actual the logo or whatever the picture is on the inside, so you don't ruin it.
In cold water.
In cold water. I assume cold water. All right, guys, when we come back, we'll dive into the show. And what's that noise? I mean, there's a lot of shit flying around in space, and we got something flying to the sun. We got something flying around our planet. Something went out to Jupiter and picked up some noises. What that is, we'll listen to it when we come back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
Have you ever seen a plane that's triangle shaped that takes off like a helicopter and then flies like a plane?
Yeah. They're called Ospreys.
Yeah, my sister was telling me that she dated the guy who created them too.
Right.
But that's
My
what-
sister dated one too.
You really could talk to her sometime and you go, what fucking planet is she from?
I think about that all the time, Dan.
Someone from Home Depot says they're going to start making vaccines mandatory there.
So what are you gonna do?
Oh, I just send in a form saying I'm vaccinated.
There it is. That could be anything. It could be going through a car wash. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Up to speeds after this segment?
Correct.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. We are broadcasting from the COVIDSapien.com studios. Don't blame the Democrats, Republican, Trump, or Biden. To blame the actual culprit for this widespread virus and pandemic, go to COVIDSapien.com for more information and get yourself some gear there while you're at it as well. And over on my far right hand side is IT Dan. He got some gear. He got a shirt. He's got another shirt coming. Same size, I assume.
Yes.
Did you try it on?
No, I didn't try.
All
it.
right. Well,
Extra large should fit me. I don't.
Well, I worry about that because this is the first time they've done T-shirts from a sticker company, and I feel that material, and I'm like, that material could shrink just a little bit.
Yeah,
it might be.
Looks like they. I mean, it was a nice picture the way they did it.
Yeah, the picture turned out good, but it looks like it's going to be a dish rag once you, because it's going to shrink down to that size. And don't forget, we're playing right now all the worst Christmas songs played by the best bands over at ProfitRadio.com. They're punk rock bands, hardcore bands, rap artists, R&B, and then just crazy stuff over there. And that's your Christmas fix. If you're tired of listening to Mariah Carey and all those other songs, go over to ProfitRadio.com as well. And we'd like to hear from you. We'd like to hear from you. Be part of the show. And the way you do that is to go to, while you're over there at ProfitRadio.com, click on the Be Heard section. It's a blue little tab. Opens up a microphone. Talk right into your smart device, whatever you're listening to us on, and it comes right to our inbox, and we play it on this podcast if you get it in now, or the very next podcast. If you have any questions, even if you're listening to this like 2 years down the road, if you have any questions for us or anything about the podcast, just click on that, and we will answer it on the very next show as well. Now, Dan.
I got some bad news for you.
What? Oh, now we get the bad news. Now you've got your gifts and everything. Now I'm still holding the other shirt back, so I might hold it hostage depending on the bad news. What's the bad news?
I went to mail the stickers.
Okay.
After last week's show.
You mean the goodie bags that we get? Now you guys can get
all
goodie
the swag.
All the swag. Yeah, while you're over at Proper Radio, you can get your swag. Dan's in charge of sending those out.
Yes. So I went to the post office with a box of them. Their line was about 18 people long.
Okay, why? Oh, because of everyone
shipping out stuff for Christmas.
I still have 2 presents I ordered a week and a half ago that for Amy that are not going to be here for a while. It's probably caught in Colorado with all those trucks that are going on over there. Yeah. Now, one thing that people are selling for or not giving away that is being offered for purchase for Christmas is, for some reason, I want to say Thanksgiving. I don't want to say Thanksgiving. They are selling these, what I'm going to call idiot anti-5G necklaces. And what they are is these necklaces. Nuclear experts in the Netherlands are warning against these anti-5G pendants that some are wearing around their neck with a ridiculous idea that it's going to ward off these harmful frequencies of the 5G network that's coming around. People are thinking it's going to make you have brain cancer. It's going to do all this stuff. Now, granted, for the most part, we don't know of any side effects of cell phones. Now, not yet. I think they will be coming, if any at all. I mean, how long have cell phones have been available to the public?
Oh, 20 years.
At least 20 years. So
my wife has a warning on her pacemaker not to put the cell phone next to her pace. You know, she can keep it up at your ear, but you don't want to put it right at the pacemaker.
So if she's talking on the phone to you, and she's like, "Hold on one sec, the dogs are running free," and you know how you put the phone down to say to muffle it, so hey, get away from it.
Well, I mean, extended periods of time.
Okay.
And you also can't put your headphones down. You know, some people you take them off and just hang them on your neck like for a minute. You're not supposed to do that. With
Are you talking about headphones like we have here in the studio? Or you're talking
Bluetooth headphones.
Oh, Bluetooth. Okay, yeah, because of the frequency, it would disturb it, or maybe that's her problem. Maybe that's why she's gotten all those issues that she's having. She's been doing all right.
Yeah. No. I mean, she's messed up all the time. It's her regular days. So.
The problem with these new necklaces that are coming out, these products emit potential harmful ionizing radiation. They literally are radioactive, in other words. So they could be used to cause negative effects of the health in the long run. So if you see these 5G network necklaces, They're for idiots. They're radioactive. I guess they've got them from Chernobyl or something. They're coming from the Netherlands.
So when you go to the Netherlands is warning you about it.
Oh.
But if you so that means when you go to the post office, do you have anything fragile, liquid, hazardous, radioactive, and stuff like that? So I did finally, even though it was jammed up, I still waited and did mail you stuff.
Well, good.
Out.
Did you get the receipt on it?
It's in my truck.
Okay. Now, I was talking about all the space debris that's flying out there. Bless you. There's a probe, I think it's called the Parker probe, that just flew by the sun. Now, if you haven't seen this before, yeah, it's debatable whether it's gotten. I always said, how can this thing get so close to the sun that it does not completely fry up like a friggin' and be gone? I don't know what they make this thing out of that we can't have here on Earth to keep houses from burning up and all the other stuff that catches on fire.
The sun's a million miles away. I lay on the beach for an hour. I get fried.
Exactly.
I'm like bacon.
So Dan hasn't seen this video yet. And of course, in space, there's no color and no one can hear you scream. So here's the video. You can see it flying by the sun. This is the Parker probe that's out there right now.
Looks like sparks flying.
And this is, I forget how many miles, millions of miles from the sun's surface, but still, that could be someone driving through a car wash, for all I know. So that's out there flying around, and there's all these other, there's the Milky Way.
The Milky Way.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh.
It looked like shit on a wall is what it looks like.
I don't even know what to say that picture is.
So right now, there is a space probe out there that's flying by Ganymede. Am I saying that right? G-A-N...
Ganymede, I guess.
Right, and Jupiter, one of Jupiter's largest moons.
And the largest in our solar system.
Yeah, largest in the solar system. Earlier this year, NASA June spacecraft did a flyby on this massive moon, capturing audio from the moon. So, according to NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratories, the audio track was created with data captured by Juno on June 7th. Now, this is about 6 months ago. June used its WAVES instruments to gather all the data. The instrument measured the electric and magnetic waves produced by Jupiter's magnetosphere.
Magnetosphere.
Oh, we'll say that one too. NASA then shifted the frequency to those waves into an audio range to make audio track. Now, you ready? I'm going to play this. Everyone turn your radios up.
Okay, get your kids out of the room.
Yeah. I fucking pop-up ads. Here we go. So this is what it sounds like on that fucking ads, I swear to God. Here's what it sounds like on the moon. And you tell me your opinion about this, Dan. What does it sound like to you? Here we go. You ready? Oh, I got to turn this button on. You ready? There we go. So this is the first time, I'm assuming this is the first time we have flown this close to this moon and picked up the sound wave or sound effects. It's not the actual sound. What they're doing is they're taking the radio waves and the magneto waves and translating it into an audio sound. So it doesn't, like if you were on the planet, you were like, you can't sit there and go, hey, bring that over here. And you're like, I can't hear you over the magneto waves. It's not like that. They're just transposing.
This sounds to me like Yoko Ono singing.
Why don't you clear your voice a little bit there?
It sounds like Yoko Ono singing.
Yes. But this is the first time we've ever heard that? I don't know. That sounds like every 1950s horror or sci-fi movie.
Or a sonar from a submarine that they've altered.
So that's it. That's what it sounds like as it flies by this that stupid planet out there. That's no big deal. And not to burst everyone's bubble there, but when you see pictures of Jupiter and you see the big red lines around it and you see that one dot that scrolls around, it's a big hurricane altogether. Those colors are not real. They I don't want to say they superimpose it. They guess based on the density of those pictures, and they color them on a computer. Everything is completely colored on a computer outside of Earth. Outside of Earth itself, because it's flat. You can lay it on a table and take a picture of it.
Yes.
But as far as the other planets and stuff, for the most part, the colors are superimposed as far as what they think the colors look like.
Are the other planets flat like Earth, or are they?
No, they're round. They're round.
Okay.
We're the only flat one.
Okay.
Now
that solved one big thing I've been worried about.
I know. And Dan, do you have anxiety about worrying about things? Do you get anxiety?
I had an anxiety attack yesterday morning.
Why? Because thought you found out you were turning 68?
No. Turned 68. I still run up stairways. I think a lot younger than 68. I don't think I'm old. And I think that keeps you young. And I have to wear a little knee brace on my knee. Besides that, I think, knock on wood, I'm pretty healthy for my age.
So right now, there's a process that's coming out, or it's been actually proven. It's called microdosing. Now, Dan, do you know what microdosing is?
I'm going to learn.
So microdosing, it's kind of like along the lines in the 60s and 70s. It maybe even gone back as far as the 50s, where you give you LSD. Lycosibin dioxamine. I forget what the LSD is. I just made that up, by the way. Pretty good, huh? But it's Cybeline's one of them. And what the LSD was actually made to do is help you, people who had social anxiety, and to let them be a little bit more free and not be able to communicate and relate to people and stuff a little bit more. And then, of course, they go to the extreme and just take a whole bunch of it and just see tripping colors and hear those sounds from Jupiter.
I took LSD like 5 times in high school, and I did not see colors and kaleidoscopes and weird things. You would see reality, but it would be distorted. You would see my hands, there was like steam coming off of them, and you just see things that are normal. It's not like you'd see a trip. So it alters your reality, but it's not like cartoonish or anything like that.
So microdosing right now,
I'd recommend it to everyone.
Okay, well, microdosing right now has come out with our company has come out with an app to help you with microdosing. It's a companion app called Houston. And why do you say it's called Houston?
Probably because outer space. Attention, Houston, we have a problem?
Exactly. That's exactly why. They say that Houston helps you guide yourself through inner space. So in 2018, Brandon Good was trying to ride a bicycle through the rain, and he got high anxiety every time the hood whipped off his head and stuff. He said, you know what? That was the first day I'm going to try microdosing. This is back in 2018. So he did it, took a small amount, and he said, you know what? This is great. But I wish I had someone to watch me to make sure I'm doing okay. So what they've created is this app called Houston. There's also another one out there that's called, I'll get through it to the article here in a minute. But what the app does is actually it checks on you. It's your partner while you're microdosing to make sure that you're okay. It asks you a series of questions. What's your level of this? What's your level of this? It also gives you an actual playlist. If you get a little, you want to relax, it gives you an actual playlist that doesn't interfere. Studies have proven that it doesn't interfere with your microdosing to help you relax and get through your day.
I guess none of our horrible Christmas songs are on that list.
No. I think they would give you more anxiety. My wife and I were doing something in the house this past weekend, and I said, hey, you mind if I turn on Prophet Radio to see what Christmas songs are playing right now? Like 2 or 3 songs was like, Jingle bells, jingle all the way. She's stop. She's like, I can't. I want to relax. I'm like, no, I want to have fun. We are 2 totally different personalities, by the way. That's why we love each other.
Yeah. And we watched that Get Back, that documentary on the Beatles. I grew up with the Beatles, loved the Beatles. 90% of it was them bickering and fighting and arguing about it. And I said, Kathy, this is not enjoyment. And I love the Beatles. There were parts of it I really enjoyed.
But that's the best part of the documentary.
Yeah.
The one with Rick Rubin where he sits down and talks to Paul McCartney, watch that one as well. That one's really, really good. It gives you the history of how songs were created through the Beatles. And we're getting sidetracked there, Dan. Yeah. Speaking of being sidetracked, when we come back, we'll get up to speed with technology with IT Dan. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. You ready? Let me know.
Okay, hang on one second. Oh, okay.
I'm still holding.
Oh, I said okay.
No.
I thought that was the magic word.
No. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We are broadcasting live from the COVIDSapien.com studios. For more information, go to COVIDSapien.com about this whole pandemic and who to blame as well. And someone I'm going to blame right now. It is now time for Up to Speed with Technology with IT Dan.
Yes, the metaverse has a groping problem already. A woman was sexually harassed on Meta's virtual reality social media platform. She's not the first. She probably won't be the last. Last week, Meta, that's the umbrella company formerly known as Facebook, opened up access to its virtual reality social media platform, Horizon Worlds. Early descriptions of the platform seemed to be fun, wholesome, drawing comparisons to Minecraft. And Horizon's world, up to 20 avatars can get together at a time to explore, hang out, and build within the virtual space.
So nerdy.
Yeah, but not everything has been warm and fuzzy. According to Maida, on November 26th, a beta tester reported something deeply troubling. She had been groped by a stranger on Horizon Worlds. She'd posted her experience in the World's beta testing group on Facebook.
So she wasn't physically attached.
She was virtually. She's in her house.
So that would be no different than Dan. I'm going to touch your butt.
Yeah,
I mean, essentially, that's what that's audio. Dan, I'm going to touch your butt.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start getting in this metaverse, there's going to be a lot more rules. Well, I was sexually harassed. What do you mean you were sexually harassed? By who? I don't know. Someone 15,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Where? On a computer? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this woman was playing this game called Quiver, a game that it's designed where they have bows and arrows and they shoot zombies like regular Lifetime. In a way between zombies, she was hanging out next to a guy waiting for her next attack. Suddenly, he
you come here often?
Yeah, the person that she was standing next to, his floating hand had touched her body and started to virtually rub her chest and her groin.
Oh, my God.
Yes, so that's one of our biggest problems I'll be worried about all day today. But
Way to go, Zuckerberg. Way to create this whole new world for us to have problems with.
But I guess there are settings you can set a safe zone if you'd like to. So,
what else you got?
What is Spam Week? Why do we call it that? Thanks to the internet, spam isn't just a type of canned meat product. We all deal with spam at one point or another.
I deal with spam every week when I talk to you, Dan.
Yes. What is it exactly? Why do we call it? Spam is unsolicited bulk communications.
What's it stand for?
Yeah.
Spam. Do you know what it means?
That spam is a name. They had a contest. I mean, well, you're talking spam.
Spam is an acronym for something.
Yes. No, it's not acronym.
Yeah. Look it up.
No.
Go ahead.
No. And they it's unsolicited bulk communication, and the term spam in technology originated reference to a 1970s comedy TV sketch. In the sketch, the woman in a restaurant attempts to order from a menu full of items made with spam luncheon.
Do you know what they're talking about?
Going spam, spam, spam.
Do you know what they're talking about?
In Monty Python?
Why can't they say Monty Python? I guess they didn't want to give them credit for the word spam.
No, they said in Monty Python.
No, you didn't say that. You said in a comedy sketch.
Yeah, but they did the word spam. Hormel made the product spam.
I understand that.
And they had a contest. I
got that part.
And a woman won $100 because she came up with the name spam, but to name their product. That's how. It's not an acronym for anything. And in fact, spam
why it's
contains
called
6 ingredients.
Because nobody wants it. That's why.
Pork with ham meat, salt, water, potato starch, sugar, and sodium nitrate. I like spam cooked. I won't eat it raw.
Great. I'll send you all my spam email too.
Yes, we can do that. So, and then
what else you got?
The third thing is how your kids are outsmarting all your parental controls. This technology arms race over parental controls in our homes, and the kids are winning. Concerned parents are using internet blocking and filtering techniques on their tech devices while their children are diligently figuring out how to defeat them. It's a particularly difficult because kids know technology better than their parents and almost always have more free time to figure out workarounds than their parents do to set up
that's no different, Dan. That's no different, Dan. When I was a kid, and you always got the scrambled channel, like the porn channel on your thing, and if you hold it just right, this is only from experience. Yeah. If you hold the little controller just right in between the two channels, and you turn the sound down because it worked off the volume of the wavelength and how many characters were on the screen. I know I'm getting real technical on it. You could almost get a perfectly good, clear picture. Even though the girl was blue and the guy was green, you knew what they were doing. That's all you wanted to see.
That's all you wanted to know. So, but now they use, Apple iOS has parental controls. You could set up parental controls at the computer level, or you just take away the phone. But I mean, seriously, there are kids that are watching stuff they really shouldn't. Not like porn and stuff that's harming them, and it's
like
bad.
what?
One girl died. doing TikTok does a choking challenge. A 10-year-old girl died in a room.
That's just idiot stuff. We did that in high school too. We would choke each other out just to laugh and watch each other pass out.
Yeah, I've never done that. So.
You weren't one of the cool kids, Dan.
Yes, I guess it's one of the cool kids.
And
so.
what did Billie Eilish say something the other day that she was watching porn at 11 years old and it ruined her life? Hey, first of all, why are you watching porn at 11 years old?
Yeah.
Two, what kind of porn you're watching that would ruin your life?
Yeah, she looks like she has an awful life. She makes more money than we do. So
yeah, and I think she was well messed up way before she watched porn at 11 years old. There's something going on deep in her family history. What else you got?
Oh, that's about it. Merry Christmas to everybody.
All right. Stick around when we come back. You've heard of self-driving cars? Well, Tesla has now gone to the dogs. And what does that mean? We'll dive into that when we get back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back.
This is a spam this morning.
Nobody knows it. Nobody knows it.
Does Amy like spam?
God, no. That's a big joke in the house now.
Okay.
Every time I'm like, when I'm making her breakfast or something, she's like, what do you want for breakfast? She's like, I don't know. Because both of us starting to get into the Mediterranean diet. Okay. Even though this whole weekend's going to be nothing but pastries and fried food and all this other stuff. And so I was like, well, I can cook you up some spam. No, I'm not having no goddamn spam. So that's our joke in the house now. We make fun of the spam.
Okay. I will take pictures of my burger when I have a real burger.
From Barcelona Burger?
Yeah. But I got that chicken teriyaki, and that was so much that I could only eat half of it.
Is that when you went with Ron?
Oh, no, I went with Ron and had it. Then the next day I had the same things.
Barcelona Burger. I've seen this type of setup before where they bought, this might have been a small
It was a big factory.
I was just going to say, it looks like a big warehouse or factory or something. And they've turned it into an eatery or something.
They had a big, huge factory building, and somebody from India.
Right here. See?
But the whole building they bought, and they have done it over, and the town's getting tax money where they weren't getting before.
That's good. What'd you do?
Okay, just want to check something. We're talking about escalators, and I just wanted to look something up.
Okay.
So I have some.
I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. And then you totally blank out and go away. All right, here we go.
Okay, I don't care.
Well, I know you don't care. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. We are broadcasting from the COVIDSapien.com studios. Follow us on our social networks. Go to ProphetRadio.com as well. And make sure you listen to all the horrible Christmas music over there as well. And get yourself some free stuff and be heard as well. What's wrong, Dan?
No,
you're right. Your head's bouncing around like a freaking bobblehead over there.
No, just researching something.
All right. Well, Dan, when's the last time you've been to a mall or something like that?
It's been a while since I've been to a mall.
If it takes you that long to think, it's been a while since you've been to a mall.
Yeah, I'm not a mall person.
Now, in some airports, they have actual people movers, the ground that moves and stuff, so the automatic treads and stuff. There's a joke that
walking sidewalk.
There's a joke by Mitch Hedberg that says escalators can never be, closed. Elevators only turn into stairs, which I thought was a pretty funny joke. Anyways, but on escalators and some of the people, what'd you call them,
they're walking sidewalks.
Walking sidewalks. On the sides, have you ever noticed those little brushes that kind of stick out? They stick out about 2 or 3 inches and about 3 inches off the actual sides of the thing. Have you seen those?
Yeah, and that's to keep things from falling down there and to protect you.
Are you sure?
No.
That's your opinion? I understand that escalators aren't technically vehicles. I think elevators are, and at least as much as a cable car or anything like that. So you've seen the little brushes that are down on the bottom, and you say to yourself, what are they? We all know these brushes. I don't think I've ever been on an escalator and don't recall seeing them at any given time. So here's what they are. They're called skirt deflectors or skirt deflector brushes. Excuse me. And the skirt that the escalator people are talking about are the garment types, aren't the garment types. They are rather they're a part of the escalator. So right here, take that right there.
Yeah, the skirt of an escalator is that vertical metal panel that separates the moving stairs from the sides, a place where a small gap exists. On an escalator, any sort of gap is considered a safety risk, mostly because of the fundamental nature of escalators themselves. As tame as they usually are when you're encountering, it's sobering to realize that escalator has a potential to be a wildly destructive device.
So basically, what they're doing is, if you get too close to those brushes, it's kind of like curb feelers on your car. You ever seen those in the 70s? The little pieces of metal that come off the car so you don't rub your rims on the curbs. You ever seen curb feelers?
Yes. Back in the 60s, I saw them.
Right.
I haven't seen them since
So
then,
essentially, that's what the little fuzzy things on the side. If you get too close to the fuzzy things, it kind of reminds you, saying, "Hey, move out of the way, move out of the way." Now, this lady right here said, "Hey, move out of the way. I've got something going on." An elite runner has pooped down her leg 7 miles into a marathon. So I guess this is a common practice that happens. Adi Zerinian pooped herself earlier in a marathon. I know this is riveting conversations. Keeping a sub 6-minute mile pace for 21 miles. The aftermath involved walking into a hotel pantless and shoeless and wrapped herself in a foil blanket. Her candor about her digestive system on the run, which is common, inspired one man to take up running. So, right here.
Yeah. Addie Zennerer's first marathon in 2019 went so well she worried she cursed herself. The now 25-year-old running coach and personal trainer in Santa Barbara felt great and qualified for the Olympic trials with a time of 2 minutes, 37 seconds, and 40.47. So when she pooped in her shorts 3 times, the first at mile 7.
3 times she crapped herself.
Yeah. And even at my age, I don't do that. So, and they said that's common among runners and stuff.
So
like
here's
that.
a picture of her right here.
Yeah.
This is her crossing the finish line with shit all over her legs.
Yeah, it looks like those Oreo fudge stripe cookies.
So Amy's got a good friend that does a lot of running and stuff, and actually it's involuntary. Your body just craps itself when you're doing these big long runs. Just make sure you're not the 20 guys behind you.
That's never happened to you in a marathon?
I've never run a marathon, Dan.
Me neither.
Now, I have crapped myself trying to get out of a certain situation, but that's a whole, your body releases itself to, get out of fear, or was it fight or flight or something like that? So it's shit or get off the porch or something like that. Now, the summer solstice is here. For those of you who don't know, yesterday was Dan's birthday. Happy birthday, Dan.
The shortest day of the year.
And so the shortest day of the year, things can only get brighter from here. So from now on, the days are going to get longer, seconds by seconds and minute by minute, all the way until June, what was it? June
21st.
21st. There you go. Thank you. So that'll be good, and that's when daylight savings time comes around. So
no, that's daylight savings time is in spring, like March or April, not in June.
Well, why would they have it all the way till June then?
No, that's just when it just gets brighter every day.
So is it a summer solstice and a winter solstice?
Yeah,
okay,
yes.
all right, I stand corrected. So there you go. In June, so it'll start going back the other way. So right now, the days are going to start getting lighter.
Just seconds each day.
Yeah, well, longer, I should say, not lighter. It's not going to get brighter like we're moving closer to the sun. You said you had something to say about the winter solstice?
Oh, no, just that my birthday was the shortest day of the year.
Oh, okay. Thank God for that. I don't know if I could take another minute of that.
Yes.
Now, someone
It's still 24 hours. It just has to do with the sunlight.
Now, someone right now that can't take it anymore. I don't know if you noticed or seen it on your TikTok videos or on your Facebook feed or anything like that. There's a whole bunch of truckers, 18-wheelers just piled up in Colorado. And everyone's like going, well, here's the problem. Here's the breakdown, the supply chain and all this other stuff and all these different, things people were saying that disrupting our economy right now. Well, this is not true. What's actually happening right now is that a trucker was sent to prison with a term of 110 years for killing 4 people. So what happened is this gentleman right here, young kid, 26-year-old, was driving and had a major accident on I-70 near Denver, Colorado on April 2019. The truck brakes failed after descending section of I-70 while driving eastbound towards Denver. Now, I've driven in the mountains before. We went to Yellowstone, and then we drove over to the Grand Tetons, which is about maybe a 2-hour drive away. An hour and a half, if not an hour of it, was up and down through the mountains, and there's snow all over the place. And I'm panicking the whole entire time. Amy's driving because, like I said, whether she sits here or there, she's driving. And she's going up and down, and I'm like, slow down. I'm afraid. I mean, you're literally like drop off the edge. And while you're driving around, you see these embankments. You also see these little sections that say runaway trucks pull off here.
Very familiar with that. I've driven tractor trailers.
So it's very scary. Well, for me, being that high up and all that stuff, when we got to the bottom of the mountain, I cried and teared and stuff. My wife was laughing at me. But what happened was this gentleman right here, there was a video. I don't have the video here. His brakes completely failed. He did his pre-trip and everything. And unfortunately, his brakes went out. He's on the 7% grade. He's going down the mountain trying to slow down. He's trying to, what do they call it, with the jack brake and power brake, the truck to try to get to slow down.
You can use your engine and try to shift down your gears. And
Unfortunately, he slammed into a bunch of people, killing 4. Now, reportedly, the judge who ruled the case, the families and victims of the community were sentenced to harsh. Were considered the sentence was harsh, I guess, the 110 years. So since then, hundreds of semi-trucks have organized a protest, a boycott of the ruling of what you can see in this image right above. Look at this image right here. You can see it's just horrible, horrible image.
I mean, you can go off the road. There's a lot of things you can do to avoid a crash. And you do have those, if you have those runaway trains and you don't use it. So I've just heard of the case that he was sentenced, but I'm sure they went through the trial and there was reasons why they're sentenced.
But 110 years for killing, I say just killing 4 people. He killed 4 people. Dan, you and I know throughout the whole news cycle and everything.
Yeah, everybody gets 6 months on everything.
6 months, a year, 10 years, 12 years, maybe 25 years, accidental manslaughter, even first-degree murder gets, however many life sentences and stuff like that. This is completely accident, and I say accident. They found the actual brake pads that failed. They brought them into the court. They took pictures of them. There is now over 3,000 signatures on a protest to get the thing overturned, not to 110 years in prison, but to bring it down to a lesser sentence. So that's why you see all these big 18-wheelers piled up all over Colorado right now.
Yeah, hopefully it'll get it down to like 80 years.
Well, it's not the fact that it's 80 years or whatever. I think it's a fact that he was out of his control for the most part. I mean, he didn't deliberately drive down the mountain and just full speed go to slam into people like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm going to just take all these people with me. It was nothing like that. His vehicle was out of control. Now, whether he handled the vehicle, under his control, whether he did the right things to, turn left, turn right. What's the one movie where Denzel Washington flipped the plane upside down and then flipped
flight. Yes.
I mean, it's kind of like that. He's doing everything he could to save the plane and stuff. Unfortunately, he didn't save the truck, and fortunately, 4 people lost their lives at the same time. Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Make sure you're staying on task here. Yeah. All right, guys. When we come back, I'll talk about a realty. I can't even say that. A retail store. There we go. There's the word I'm looking for. A retail store from the 80s that have given up everything, shut down everything, and is completely switching directions and going into cryptocurrency. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Oh, shit. There we go. There I am. What do you mean a different side of the story?
No, you were saying that you thought that he shouldn't be sentenced that much. And I was just saying... I just wanted to give a different opinion of it. So.
And what was your opinion?
That he deserved it. No. I mean, I don't know what the whole story was because if it was just an accident, he wouldn't have been found guilty. He must have done some things that were negligent. Maybe there was 2 turnoffs that he went by and never tried them or something.
Well, that's what I was saying. The video that was shown in court shows him actually driving by one of the things. But you could see smoke coming off his tires, like he thinks he's got it. He's trying to get it to slow down. Yeah.
And I don't know if he even had a license. A friend of mine their son drives a tractor trailer, and the guy was trying to got his license, could not back into a parking space in his truck, had his wife and 5 kids inside the cab because they didn't have a house. They had to.
I'm sorry, what was the whole...
The guy got his license to drive a tractor trailer.
Right.
Didn't even really know how to drive a tractor trailer.
Okay.
And he was trying to back in, and he had his wife and 4 or 5 kids in the cab, so he couldn't even see backing up.
We can't see anywhere in the cab.
Well, if they're blocking you can't look out the side of your mirrors because the kids are in the way.
So were the kids like standing in front of the window?
Yeah.
Like on purpose? That makes no sense.
No, because they're stupid.
So you know that the kids were standing in front of the side mirror, so he couldn't back up. So what happened? Did he wreck into something?
He couldn't. He was trying to back in, and my friend's son was trying to back his truck in. Had to wait for this guy to back in first, and finally they had to go and get all the people out of the truck, and one of the other drivers backed it in for him. But what are they going to do at the next place? So. That sounds like one of the creatures in Witcher. They have these foglets that come out. Mm-hmm. And drowners. They come out of you can shoot them in the water or you can fight them on land. But that sounds like the noise a drowner makes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We are broadcasting from the COVIDSapien.com studios. If you want more information on this pandemic and where to start and who to blame, go over to COVIDSapien.com and check out all the information they have over there. And over to my far right-hand side, it's IT Dan.
Yes, good afternoon.
And your birthday present, did you get anything special for your birthday?
Yeah, I got a T-shirt from my sister-in-law.
And what does it say?
It says retired. It says not my problem anymore.
But you're not retired. You still work for Home Depot.
I know. I'm wearing it prematurely, and I still work here, which is like working on a rock pile in a prison.
What else did you get for your birthday?
I got a couple lanterns that my wife got me that I'm going to put on my workshop.
Lanterns like gasoline propane lanterns?
No, they're solar lanterns, and they have candles, and it has a flickering flame, just to give it a little.
Well, that's the actual definition of what a lantern is, Dan.
Yes, well, it's not a true lantern. So
it's battery operated.
Yeah, battery operated
or solar.
Solar with the batteries, and it has candles, and it's just
so it's just an ambiance. It has no safety value or anything other than you don't hit the lamps or the post that the lamps are on, right?
Yeah, but it would probably help you out that. So.
Now, speaking of safety issues, Tesla has now this self-driving car that's out there, right? And they're testing it. The actual studies have shown that the people that are actually test driving the cars, they think they're doing good. They think they're doing God's work. And for the most part, the census is across the board is they're actually putting more lives in jeopardy than saving lives with the people that are testing the Tesla cars for self-driving, the autonomous cars, is what they're saying. Well, this gentleman right here is taking things to a whole new level because nothing matters more. A dog appears to have taken control of a Tesla vehicle, according to this groundbreaking investigation report. This is crazy, this gentleman says from Texas. Who would have known that the shaggy dog was going for a spin in the Tesla? There's no way he's in there by himself. This is illegal, or is this legal? So what you're seeing is there's a dog, Tesla spotted cruising down the highway with a dog in the driver's seat. In a self-driving car. The fact is, Tesla software is incredibly easy. Fooled to thinking that there was a human behind the driver's seat of the wheel doesn't exactly help either. So technically, the dog was in the seat. It probably thought it was and this is not a very big dog. What size dog do you think that is?
No, probably a 15-pound dog.
And we're going to go to camera 4 so everyone can see it. We can all be friends here. Here is the self-driving.
Last time we showed you an eye-popping video of a dog behind the wheel of a Tesla. Many people can't believe it's for real. Now the guy who shot the video is coming forward to say he didn't set the whole thing up. He spoke with our Jim Murray.
Who's behind this stunt blowing up the internet?
This is crazy. There's nobody in there. Is this legal?
Yesterday, we showed you video of a shaggy-haired dog behind the wheel of a Tesla.
There's nobody in there, man.
I saw the dog sticking its head out of the driver's window.
It was recorded in Austin, Texas by this man, Blake Messick, who sounded shocked that the Tesla cruises along on its famed autopilot feature with a dog just enjoying the ride.
This is crazy.
This is
Messick
crazy.
is known for posting wacky videos, like catching a wasp.
And I realized why people don't domesticate wasps.
So we had to ask, did he orchestrate the Tesla dog video?
Did you have anything to do at all with setting up this video?
No, I wish I knew someone that owned a Tesla. That'd be pretty cool. But not involved with this one.
There's a clue that suggests someone else may have been hiding in the car. Tesla has a feature that is supposed to shut off autopilot at 30 seconds if nobody touches the wheel. This video ends abruptly at 29 seconds. Did somebody grab the wheel?
How do you think this was pulled off? Do you think there was somebody hiding underneath the seat?
Yeah, there definitely had to be somebody in there. I'm sure that someone was in the car, right under the seat or something.
Right,
like
and you
that.
just happen to come up next to it and happen to start videotaping
Yeah,
it.
I'm
so,
sorry.
Yeah.
Statistically speaking, that's probably still safer than the people that are drinking or texting while driving.
Right, but the dog needs to touch the steering wheel. Now, something that's safety measure right now, Dan, most of the cars out there have an airbag. Your car has an airbag?
Oh, 6 of them.
It's got the side and the front and all the other
pillars
stuff.
and stuff. I've also learned that when you're doing certain things with your car, you need to take, even working putting the stereo in, you need to take the battery terminals off because you could be moving the seat and blow off an airbag.
Oh, it'll blow up on you while you're in there.
Yeah. Also, they a lot of police departments don't allow you to put a Slim Jim in the door to open someone's door when it's locked because officers have been killed. They'll put the Slim Jim down there, hit the airbag goes off, injures them, or they've been killed.
Really?
Yeah.
How does it kill them if they're outside the car?
I've just read it. It blows off.
But it blows off into the car,
Yeah,
though.
but it could be shattered glass fragments. I don't know. I've read about it.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if someone gets killed from. I mean, I can understand if you were in the car and it went off and blew. Anyways.
Yeah, someone's not in the car when that happens.
Well, you can actually die in the new BMWs that are out there right now. Now, some BMWs, they're a high rate or a high valued car. They're a luxury type item, and something that luxury cars have are cup holders. Well, regular cars have cup holders, but the BMW, let's see what series this is. The X7 SUV actually has cooled cup holders or heated cup holders. You can see right here on the screen, and let me switch to this one.
That's
right
a cool thing to have.
And I've always wished I had a car that would do that because when I was driving to and from Charlotte all the time, I wish I had something to keep my hot coffee hot, in the car. So you can have this on here, but unfortunately, there's a flip side to this. Your cold beverage kind of sweats sometimes if it's not on an insulated thing. And underneath these cup holders is the electrical wiring system for, you said it, Dan, an airbag. So you have to be careful with it. So what's happening right now? Read it right here, Dan.
Yeah, BMW is facing a lawsuit concerning the cup holders in the X7 SUV. The automaker is being sued because liquid spilled in the region of the cup holder can allegedly leak through the center console and cause electrical problems. Not just any electrical problems. The liquid can supposedly leak into the airbag module and the wiring related to the shifter. The resulting damage can, according to the lawsuit, cause the bags to inadvertently deploy and cost owners thousands of dollars in repairs not covered by warranty.
So you have to be careful if you want to be part of this class action lawsuit. It's, I always like free money. So I'm
going to sign up now, and I'll buy a BMW later. Just to say, in the 70s, they didn't have cup holders in the cars, and I would make wooden consoles that I would mount onto the rug and make them with wood and have round cup holders, and I had the styrofoam cups underneath it and build them in. And I probably built 4 or 5 of them in different cars of mine.
Nice. Now, are you familiar with Radio Shack, Dan?
Yeah. I used to buy a lot of stuff from, I wouldn't buy stereos, but I'd buy a lot of components from them before they went out of business.
Before there was Best Buy, before there was Circuit City, before there was, whatever, all the other ones, Radio Shack was the pioneer. Yeah. If you needed anything electronic, you would go to Radio Shack, whether it be an audio piece, whether it be a
resistors,
for anything like that. Yeah. I mean, you could build your own whatever.
You could build computers with the parts.
With the parts and stuff they have from Radio Shack. And unfortunately, they didn't get on the bandwagon as far as transferring from a brick and mortar store to an actual online store.
And you wonder, they had a head start. And, it's funny that you got a huge head start in the race and you're just totally out of business. So,
well, no. Continue with the same. And then they rebranded themselves and started doing, I think most of the cells they were doing were cell phones. They were getting into the cell phone business, kind of like Walmart does that a little bit now in their electronics section. It's all cell phones. Yeah. Best Buy does that a lot now. No one's going in there to buy anything. I'm not going in there to buy a washer and dryer anymore. I'm buying it online. So Radio Shack is now trying to rebrand itself one more time. Radio Shack, once a brand associated with home electronics, has reappeared as a crypto company. Radio Shack website now advertises the company is bringing cryptocurrency to the mainstream. So what they're doing is trying to make it a little bit easier for you to buy cryptocurrency. They're creating this new protocol allowing everyone more easily to decentralize finances, or what they call DeFi. What's wrong?
You know what the chances of me buying cryptocurrency from Radio Shack are? 0.
Well,
I'm sorry.
In reality, it looks like, as though Radio Shack is planning to launch its own radio token as well. We'll start by focusing on just swaps, which is basically the service to exchange cryptocurrency and tokens. So basically, they're going to be the middleman to help you transition through all that stuff. So like you said, cryptocurrency is going to be a company that couldn't figure out how to go from a brick and mortar store to an online sales, product or anything like that, is now going to,
Yeah, I'm just saying, me personally, no, sorry.
So this is going to take place here in the next year or so, so keep an eye out for that. And, like your Dogecoin or your Ibu Shibu coin, keep an eye out for that radio token made for Radio Shack that might, buy you that, what is it, that and 50 cents will buy you a cup of coffee? That and 50 cents will buy you a cup of coffee?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, a little more than that.
All right. When we come back, who's smarter, me or an AI, or a petri dish with some brain cells in it? We'll discuss that topic.
Is this a trick question?
It's not a trick question. When we come back, we'll discuss that as well. Stick around. You'll listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. What are you doing?
I was going to have you hear the Witchers, the Drowners, hear what they listen.
Let me know when you got it.
Could you hear?
I'm not listening. I'd say let me know when you got it.
I got it.
All right.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
That's what Drowners sound like. Your sound was very similar to that. Because a lot of times you don't see them. The big difference between Witcher and Assassin's Creed shows is Witcher things will sneak up on you that you have to hear your sound, or you'll stumble upon things that will, like, holy shit, something's coming after me, where it doesn't happen that often in Assassin's Creed. It does, but not as likely so.
Why don't you lay it right in the middle, Dan?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Walk right around. I ordered the AC Valhalla extension that coming out in March. That was like $30. It's cheaper if you buy it ahead of time.
Uh-huh.
I'm ready.
You okay with the jacket on?
Yeah.
You sure?
It's cold, yeah.
I turned the heater off. That's why. That little space heater's not hot enough for you over there?
No, I'm cold. I am cold all the time.
Well, the little space heater's not working for you?
I wear it. I have the heat on 70 in my house, and I wear a jacket. And then I have the air conditioner on 70 in my house, and I'm warm. So.
Welcome back to Deacon Live. Over to my far right hand side is I'm hot and cold at whatever temperature. It doesn't matter.
Hey, I'm a little cold. What can I say?
We're broadcasting live from the COVIDSapien.com studios. For more information, check them out at COVIDSapien.com. And we'd like to hear from you. Make sure you do that. Go over to Deacon Live. Go over to Prophet Radio. Click on the Be Heard section. And if you get that in now, we'll play it on this podcast. And don't forget, get your New Year's predictions in. We don't do New Year's resolutions. We do predictions, as you heard throughout the show today. You heard several predictions. And Dan, you got a couple for me or no?
Yeah. I got
predictions.
I got a prediction. This year we're going to have aliens show up. We're going to see aliens from outer space.
So you're saying that the Parker probe that was out there towards the sun and the other Juno that was out there towards Jupiter, there's no way that they snuck by those two satellites that were out there?
Yeah, space is kind of a big area. Yeah, I think this year we're going to actually see aliens land on Earth.
If we saw aliens, Dan, we would freak out. The whole entire planet would freak out. I guarantee you people would kill themselves because they were like going, well, there is no God then. There is absolutely no God. Bang, I'm dead. We're out of here.
Why God only played Earth? He didn't do any other planets?
Well, as far as we know. I mean, I don't know how many planets your God made. My God didn't make any.
Well, there's two things that can happen. We are the only life force in the entire solar system, which would be incredible.
And arrogant.
Or there are other life forms, which is equally incredible. So,
Well,
I mean,
we'll find-
one way or the other, it's incredible. So.
We'll find out in 2 months when that Mars rover gets, or the moon, the China moon rover gets over to that square box that's sitting over there. It's probably like a Taco Bell or something. Sitting
Yeah,
over.
China Moon definitely is I've seen China Moon restaurants.
There you go. They're popping up here shortly. Now, Dan, you want to be in a movie? You ever want to be an actor?
We're all acting, yes.
We're all Arctic.
We're all acting all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Now casting. A horror movie is casting for several roles and 2 or more gigs over there in the... I hit the damn spring here. Start your week off right today by getting your top gigs. A horror movie is casting several actors for lead and supporting roles in very major films coming up here shortly. The first movie that they're casting for is called The Violent Intent. The horror movie shooting in Las Vegas area, talent ages are needed between the ages of 18 and 59. Sorry, Dan, you missed out on that one. Is wanted for several roles. The pay, which actually takes place in February and March, pays $206 per day. Travel, lodging, and meals will be provided. The other one that's coming out here, they're looking for actors for, is that one right there.
Perdido.
Join the cast, which Perdido, a dramatic narrative short film about a black man who reluctantly seeks therapy after suppressed memories from his past are triggered by a tragic run-in with the police. Talent agents that they're looking for are ages between 9 and 65. So, Dan, again, you missed out on that one. You could probably pass for 65.
Yeah, I could lie him.
As long as you run up, as long as they have stairs at the top of the casting room, and you run up the stairs like you do here in the studio, and they'll go, man, that guy, look how young that guy is. He runs right up the stairs like he's 52.
I lied on my on my marriage certificate. We lied on that.
All the filming will take place February 24th to the 28th in Chicago, Illinois. The pay is $125 to $400. It doesn't say per day or whatever, maybe for the whole entire thing. And let's see, police commercial lineup. There's male actors. They're looking for. Where do you apply? I'll put this on the DeaconLive section. There's a whole bunch of things that you can do. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Apply link. Write that down. So I'll put it on the DeaconLive section, and you can apply now. Now, what were we saying about your marriage license? You lied about Kathy's age?
No, we lied about both our ages. I was 12, she was 10 when we got married, and we just lied about it. We haven't got caught yet.
Now, the U.S. population is slowly, you ready for this, Dan? This is where we're going to get into a lot of heat, me and you.
Yes.
The population growth has fallen to the shortest gain and losses this year. We actually have a growth of 0.1% this year.
0.1.
What'd I say?
You said point. You said 1.
I said 0.1. And what'd you say?
0.1.
So what's the difference? So let's take it right here. Hold on.
U.S. population growth falls to record low 0.1% in 2021. Here are the states with the biggest gains and losses. By Anna Kaplan. Top line. The population of the U.S. grew 0.1% this year, the lowest rate since the nation's founding. The U.S. Census Bureau estimates. With the continuing trends of decreased fertility and decreasing net international migration compounded by the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Here are the states with the biggest population changes. Key facts. New York State's population fell 319,020, the largest decline in the nation, which the Bureau attributed to negative domestic migration. California, Illinois, Massachusetts, Louisiana, Pennsylvania, Michigan, New Jersey and Ohio also lost over 10,000 people each, a historically large number of states, according to the Bureau. The population of Washington, D.C., declined 2.9% in the past year, the largest percentage decrease in the nation. Texas and Florida had the largest annual increases in population, adding 310,288 and 211,196, respectively. Idaho's population grew 2.9%, the fastest rate of increase in the country.
So there you go. You can see everyone's they're either moving or they're not reproducing. Now, here's what I think. Here's my opinion of what's happening.
It's wrong, but go ahead.
So people say, well, the deaths are because of COVID. All right, so that's not true because people are going to die no matter what. What the opposite end of that flip coin is that we are not reproducing as much as we were. So, for example, if 100,000 people die per state or per whatever, say 100,000 to make the number easier. So 100,000 people die, but we are producing 1 million people per, let's say, month. All right, 100,000 people die per month, but we're producing 1 million people per month. Then the ratios are a little bit, that way. Okay, but what's happening is 100,000 people are still dying, but we are not reproducing. We might drop down to 250,000 reproducing every month. So a lot of things have happened. We are, you're talking about a new generation of people that aren't getting married. They're not doing all that stuff. The relationships, there's all these pansexuals and asexuals. There's a lot more same-sex marriages, same-sex relationships, pansexual, all these different things that are affecting all that. There's also a lot more people who don't want to get close to each other. People are so afraid of creating or starting a new relationship and having sex or relationships and then creating a baby to bring them in this quote-unquote pandemic and everything that's going on. So that's my opinion for start. What is yours?
First of all, I agree with you on the part as far as reproduction. For almost exactly the same reasons. People aren't, and some of it's, nothing might be just money-wise. People are saying we can't afford to have children.
People that are broke are still having kids. I mean,
Yes.
money has nothing to do with having kids.
Well, there's people that do think about it and plan things. They're not
smart
having kids.
people.
Yeah, smart people. Yeah. Yes, it's still happening. I agree there, but about 900 since the pandemic started, we've had about 900,000 people between COVID and between people that don't go in and get operations that they would have got because they were afraid to go to the hospital or couldn't get. My friend's father died because he couldn't get into a hospital.
So indirectly, COVID has affected people dying.
Yes.
So not necessarily COVID has killed people. They're saying that COVID indirectly.
It's killed people directly and it's indirectly.
I think there's more indirectly than more directly.
So the 800,000 that the government says is killed, died from COVID, those aren't directly dying from COVID?
Not directly. Like I got COVID, boom, I'm dead. I got COVID, and I'm not going to get in this discussion with you because this is not what this is what it's about.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is indirectly, COVID has affected. The mortality rate for a lot of people. Yes, I do agree with that.
Okay, and you said 900,000 people have died.
No, you said 900,000.
Okay, compared to what the usual statistics that they have, each year a certain number of people die. They average over the years, and they've had 900,000 extra deaths. And you said the people are going to die sometime anyway, but they all happen to die now.
So what about the 450,000 people that die from the flu every year that did not die this year?
Well, some of them, because they died of COVID.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So there's a swing. So you saved 450,000 people, but that didn't die from the flu that die every year from the flu, but you're taking that number and putting it on COVID.
But no, they're saying that the number of people that usually die each year, as they keep track of them each year, they've had an additional 900,000. And even though, regardless of how you think they died, that's an extra 900,000. And then you add that, and these people, they could have died of cancer next year or died of tuberculosis 3 years from now, but they're all dying right now.
So what they're saying is, if you ever seen the report that someone dies, they never actually say died from COVID. They always say died from complications of COVID. It's the same exact thing as saying someone died of AIDS. You don't die of AIDS. You die from complications infused with AIDS. So, for example, you die of pneumonia, you die of tuberculosis, you die of polio or something like that because your immune system has gotten down. So when you say someone has died from COVID, that is not a true statement. They've died from complications of COVID.
So somebody is perfectly healthy, they get COVID, and then what do you say? You died from cancer, or they died from tuberculosis?
If they're perfectly healthy, 99.8% of those people have survived. Perfectly healthy people. Then they go, okay, but if you're obese, if you've got any kind of heart condition, if you are over a certain age,
10-year-old kids are dying from it.
Right.
That are healthy, normally healthy kids.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they're stacking them up in the basement. I'm sure they are, Dan.
Okay, we'll have to disagree on this.
No, you're not. You're reading the wrong side of the fence.
Okay.
There's the president calling me right now.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of wrong side of the fence, Google, guess what? You are not number one anymore. So Google, you can suck it. TikTok right now is the number one website that's going to right now most visited site in 2021. Now think of that. Within, I say 6 to 8 months, Google has surpassed how many people have visited TikTok versus Google. So take it right there, Dan.
Yeah, as the year comes to an end, Google brings us an interesting feature called Year in Search, where one can view the popular trends across various categories like sports, movies, songs, games, people, shows, and much more. Luckily, Google does not list popular websites this year because it would have to contend with a second spot in its own listing. According to Cloudflare's data, TikTok has outranked Google to claim the top spot for the most popular domains in 2021. This includes Google's suite of applications such as Maps, translation, flight bookings, news, photos. And TikTok's just a social media that allows users to post videos up to 3 minutes in length. And it's owned by a Chinese company.
Well, they took place, or they started taking up in like 2016 when Trump was president. Yeah. And what he said is actually, China, you can no longer have this app on the U.S. soil. So what happened was another company, I forget who it was that actually came out and bought the
Radio Shack? No,
it wasn't Radio Shack. Bought the actual TikTok U.S. version of TikTok here so that we could have it on our app and our programs and stuff. But Trump was like going, no, China, you cannot have this app over here, and then banned it. And then a U.S. company came over and took it over. And that's where it's gotten the most recognized downloads or visits.
Now,
and
you
stuff.
said Amy watches TikTok videos.
She doesn't watch it as much as I do. I watch it all the time because I think there's a lot you can get from a 3-minute video that tells a world of information. And you get it from both sides, whether it's, the far right, the far left, or just the junk in between that just, social content type stuff. Not social content, social trends and everything.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, and it's you're escaping when you're watching that too, don't you?
Am I escaping?
Yeah.
When I watch TikTok, I literally go, look at how amazing and how many talented people are out there that are not famous other than being on TikTok, which is great. I think they are very talented. Yeah. I think they've got their own little niche or whatever you want to call it. I'm surprised they're not doing more with it personally. I mean, there's a reason why our workforce is so low, because a lot of people are, quote unquote, you get 10, 15, 20,000 followers on TikTok, you might as well just quit your job and just start doing that full time.
Yeah. Another reason that why it's low, was that a lot of people that are 55 and older that weren't ready to retire, they got a little bit time off with the pandemic, and they said, you know something, screw it. I was going to wait till I was 65. I have enough money. I'm going to retire now. They said that's a big percentage of it too.
Of what?
Yeah. People why the workforce is low. People that are 55 and just, that's like me. I was planning to work 2-3 more years, and I.
Yeah, but I mean, the amount of people from the ages of 55 to 65 that are actually physically in the workforce is small, minute compared to the actual physical workforce, which is anywhere from 25 to 45 years old. I mean, that's the bulk of your workforce. Your workforce is about 80% of that. Let's say 3% is 55 to 65, 4% of it is from 18 to 20, and then it goes on up from there. But the bulk of your workforce, 80%, if not 60%, let's say 60%, it is 25 to 45 years old. That's your workforce. Now, Dan, I've never said I've been the smartest guy in the room, but I'll know a lot more than the guy standing next to me at some times, I guess I would say.
I have to disagree with you.
All right. So right now, they have, what AI is. It's artificial intelligence, and people are worried about robots taking over and freaking out and stabbing us and getting smarter than we are. We have, right now, scientists have proven that that we are smarter than robots. And the reason why I say that is they have artificially created brain cells in a petri dish. I mean, a little petri dish right there. And they actually taught it how to play, just the brain cells, how to play Pong. So if you want to see this video, go over to profitradio.com, click on Deacon Live, and for every podcast we do, we have matching video as well. Let's see if I can play this without any commercials.
Yeah, this would
Let's
be
blow this up.
interesting.
Let's see. So this is a brain cells in a petri dish playing Pong compared to an AI playing Pong. So here we go. You know what Pong is, right?
Yes.
It's
my first video game I ever bought.
Little paddle left and right.
That's all that came out when I got married.
Living brain cells in a dish are learning to play Pong. There's the dish right there. There's your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, fucking commercial ads. Get out of my face. Here we go. Pulse of electronic activity from the microelectrode interfaces stimulates the game world. So you can see the little paddle going up and down. It's just bouncing off the side. These virtual worlds, each cyborg mini brain acts as a computer-based AI. They do learn a lot faster than the AIs that are out there. So here's my question, Dan, as you're watching this video.
Okay.
So the paddle you can see is going up and down, up and down, up and down, right?
Yeah.
So if the brain cells are able to think up and down, up and down, up and down,
Yeah.
does it have a soul? Does it have thought? Does it have, I mean, when it sits there and goes, I need to move this thing up and down. I mean, what is the thought process between these brain cells in a petri dish to go paddle up, paddle down?
Yeah, I would say myself it doesn't have a soul. That's just my opinion.
But would it have some kind of, I mean, back it up. I mean,
It's a brain cell. It's atoms. It's a brain cell. It doesn't have the rest of a body.
But it
doesn't have a heart or lungs.
So what is soul? Is it when you think, or when you breathe, or when your heart beats? I mean, we can go down a long spiral case as far as, you know, when you start getting into Roe versus Wade.
I think a soul is something that is a culmination of a bunch of different things, and there's not one. You can't go to the doctor and say, gee, I'm having problems with my soul. Can you fix it?
But you
know
can
what I
go
mean?
to a therapist and say, I've got problems with my thought process, my.
And the therapist is only going to work on what your brain thinks the soul is doing. It's not going to affect your soul.
So does my mouse here, my computer mouse, have a soul?
No.
We don't know. We definitely don't know. All right, we'll come back. We'll get into a little bit light and fluffy. Dan, you like candy canes?
No. Never.
Good.
Not even hot dog flavored ones.
I'll take that present back.
Yeah.
Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Do what?
I don't know where you came up with a soul for that thing you were talking about. For the
So if you take someone's brain and it's able to think, what's the phrase? I think, therefore I am.
Yes.
So if this thing has to think to make the paddle go up, to make the paddle go down, does it have a thing going? What's my meaning in life? You know, the whole entire.
Yeah. And I just didn't know why that you were thinking that deep. That's all today.
But that's what I was thinking about.
Okay. I was just wondering what triggered it. That's all. It wasn't.
Because it's
Yeah.
if you can create a brain tissues in a petri dish, what's next? You know, when do we start cloning humans? When do we start? I mean, there's a whole, like I said, you want to go spiral down and go into a wormhole of all these different other things.
You know what frustrates me with Witcher? If you fall in the water somewhere, you can't just climb out of the water and into a rock. Sometimes you have to. Takes you 10 minutes to get to a spot where it'll let you climb out, or if you fall off of something. Where Odyssey, the Assassin's Creed will let you climb up anywhere, pretty much.
1, 2, 3. Oh. You ready?
I just finished yawning. Yes.
Welcome back to, hold on, let me switch screens here so everyone can see us. Hi, welcome back to Deacon Live. We are about 3 or 4 days. Christmas is Saturday, right?
You can tell. Look at the wreath behind me.
I know, you got a nice, pretty festive wreath behind you. I tried to hang it up behind me over here, but the wall back behind me is too far. It just looked like a bunch of dots on the wall. On the wall. You couldn't see the wreath. My wife actually made that wreath. Now, we are broadcasting from the COVIDSapien.com studio. You want to say anything about how nice the wreath looks back there?
The wreath looks nice. It's colorful. It's lit up.
Now, you had a dementia test 2 weeks ago. Is that a wreath or is it a holiday hanging ornament?
It's both, actually, which is really great. Have you ever had a white Christmas?
What define White Christmas? Are you talking
With
about snow on the
snow
yard?
Snow all over the ground. Yeah.
No, I have not. And we've been in North Carolina. Actually, we've been in Marshville, which is just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, for the last 8 years, coming up on 9 years. And we've had snow, but not on Christmas Day or anything like that.
Yeah, I grew up and we had snow every Christmas, and I mean sometimes it would be 2 feet deep.
When you say grow up where?
In Massachusetts.
Okay, there you go. So
Lexington, Mass.
so everyone can figure out where you're at.
Yeah, and we always had what. And when I grew up, I associated Christmas and snow, and it was bundled up, and that's what Christmas was. When you grow up, and that's 20 years, it just doesn't feel like Christmas.
I was born in Florida. I was born in Florida, downtown Orlando, and it's not Christmas unless you wear flip flops and shorts.
Yeah, so it's kind of the same way. So
I know I miss the warm months in Florida, but I don't miss a lot of the stuff that happens in Florida altogether. Now, Dan, we're talking about the wreath behind you. Do you have your Christmas tree up at the house?
Yes, we do.
How many do you have? How many Christmas trees do you have?
We only have one, but our friend has 18 Christmas trees there, full-size Christmas trees.
Really?
And they're decorated beautiful. I mean, she'll spend hours. She's anal.
Well, this company, easy there. This company right now is actually renting out Christmas trees. You know, the age-old conversation, do you get a real tree or an artificial tree? Well, this company right here is taking root in England. Prima Val Farm in what's that word right there? Cheltenham, England. Yeah. Now, what they're doing is this company right here, Primrose Vale Farm, they are what they call a floral or foliage staging company. So if you're buying a house, they'll go in and like put plants and stuff in there, real plants, and then when the house sells, they'll pull all the plants out. Well, during the slow season, they have all these cypress, quote-unquote, type trees like Douglas firs or anything like that. Smaller versions. They'll actually let you rent them out. So let's see if this video's got anything more for us to listen to. Let's play.
If you have thyroid
commercial.
Tis the season for Christmas trees
and a horrible commercial.
CBS's Roxana Saberi reports there's another option. Or the bags under your eyes in England are looking more like
We got two commercials going here.
Hold
on. I got a commercial and the thing running.
To reunite with DeaconLive.
That's treat.
For the second year in a row, the interior designer is renting the living
All right, so here we go. Well, let's go back here.
Why did you want to get a
Christmas trees, and with it comes the age-old debate, artificial or real? CBS's Roxana Saberi reports there's another option taking root in England.
At Primrose Vale Farm in England, this Christmas tree has waited all year
Looking good.
to reunite with DeaconLive. For the second year in a row, the interior designer is renting the living potted tree for around $60. Why did you want to get a rental Christmas tree?
Every year I hate seeing the used Christmas trees left on the side of the road. People just dump them. It seems that renting a tree is the most environmentally friendly way of celebrating Christmas.
Environmentalists say a chopped tree can leave a heavy carbon footprint unless it's recycled, and that plastic trees can be even worse. That's one reason rental trees are a growing trend in the UK. Manager Paul Keane says nearly all of his farm's 1,000 firs and spruces for rent were reserved long before Christmas.
I think people love the idea of keeping a tree alive, of not killing it for Christmas.
After Christmas, the rental trees will be brought back here. They'll be replanted in these pots in the ground where they'll live to see another Christmas.
So another thing that, they don't have a whole lot of land over in the UK. So they don't have, forestries where they're chopping down Christmas trees. So this would be the next best thing because of the land mass.
I like the idea. It's recycling. You get the tree, you bring it back, and you can probably use it 10 years and stuff, the same tree.
Recycle it over and over and over again.
I think that's good for everybody.
Now, I've got a fake tree. I've got an artificial tree. Home Depot had it one time. It's pre-lit. You just plug the three pieces in together. You fix the branches now and then click the lights on. It's got all white or all multicolors. It just blinks on and off all day long. It's LED too. I like that too. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I was just wondering if the cat doesn't try to get the ornaments off the tree or anything.
She did it first, and we had to spank her a couple times. to get her not to jump on the tree.
You don't have a video of that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
All right. I'm trying to get the other one, but let's go into this right here. Taco Bell, Dan, your favorite restaurant. Now, I made a big batch of chili that I like to make during the cold season. A big batch of a bowl of chili, cold outside, warm chili. And I started doing something that Taco Bell has taken off their menu, which is the chili cheese burritos. I know you're not familiar with them.
Yeah, but taco's not my favorite restaurant.
I know.
But I do stop there.
But you eat Chinese food, and that stuff makes me nauseous. So we take rice, we take chili, and we make our own chili cheese burritos. Well, right now, Taco Bell is diving into a new avenue, a new trend that they're trying to make popular. Right now, they're diving into chicken wings for the new year. Coming up in 2022 on January 6th, for 1 week only, Taco Bell customers will be able to get their hands on Taco Bell's new crispy chicken wings. This 7-day event will feature 5 bone-in wings coated with flavorful Mexican queso seasoning, crisp to perfection, and served along with signature spicy ranch dipping. The crispy chicken strips or chicken wings on the go box will be available nationwide for $5.99. That's January 6th, which is my birthday, by the way. Hence the selection. They did it for my birthday. I appreciate that. Also, newly available starting January 23rd, they're getting a Chipotle cheddar chalupa as well over there at Taco Bell. What's wrong?
Oh, no. I was just thinking it's $1.25 a chicken wing, but I just got to say that there's no such thing as boneless wings. That's all.
What do you mean there's no? Oh, because it's not a wing.
It's just another part. It's some kind of nugget, and they shouldn't call it a wing. Because, the meat is different. The wings are exercised. That's probably the most exercised. There's muscle in that meat.
Right.
Everything. And it tastes different than the other meats.
I'm looking for the candy cane thing. God damn it. Did I go too far? I didn't go too far.
Why don't we save it for the Christmas season? I don't see it.
Cane shortage. Here we go. It went to another newsreel, and I didn't want to go to that. Cane shortage. Candy canes. Dan, you don't like candy canes?
No, too sweet for me. I'm not a sweet tooth person.
You might be settling for a box of fruit-flavored candy canes this year. The peppermint shortage is what's causing a shortage for candy canes. Your traditional red and white striped candy canes that everyone sucks on until it gets into a point, like a dagger, like a shiv, and then you go around and stab all your friends and stuff. The world reaches a 2-year mark for the COVID-19 pandemic. More items are becoming more scarce globally in the supply chain, disrupting this congestion. Ports of shortage and truck drivers and service workers as well. So it's not necessarily the candy cane itself, it's the peppermint that they had. The long list of Christmas shortages next to cream cheese is the candy cane. So be careful out there. If you're looking for candy canes, if you can find them, put them on eBay and charge like $50 for them or something like that. Now, Dan, you go to McDonald's and get your coffee, right?
Once in a while, we'll get it. Yeah, I don't go there every day, but yeah, I do go there and get coffee.
You don't get any food or anything there?
Kathy likes the McRibs, but I noticed their fries have not tasted good the last couple of times.
Well, they got in trouble a long time ago with PETA, and they were cooking their fries in, I believe, animal fat or something like that, and they got really, PETA got upset, and they said, okay, we're going to switch to peanut oil, and then they did their peanut oil, but they quietly switched back to the animal fat that they were using, and PETA people were freaking out. They're like, you didn't tell us that we were eating PETA, animal fat on the fries. And,
you shouldn't be eating fries if you're concerned about anything.
Yeah, so. and then McDonald's goes, they were good though, right? They were good, right? PETA could probably, that's right.
The last time I had them, they didn't have any salt on them, and they haven't tasted good the last couple of times.
Oh, this fucking thing right here.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. So, when you hear the fact that they don't pay me enough to do this shit, you ever had that before? They don't pay me enough to do this shit. On Saturday, a 15-year-old McDonald's worker, employee started her shift and preparing coffee, ending of the day of saving the customer's life. So what happened was she was making her coffee and ended up saving someone's life at the end of her day. Sydney Rayleigh?
Sydney Rayleigh.
Yeah, that's good. Works at McDonald's in Eden Prairie, south of Minneapolis. And it was just a normal day, except for today. She was working the drive-thru and noticed that the woman was choking on a chicken nugget and sprang into action and leaped out the window to help the woman and jumped in, pulled the lady out of the car and gave her the Heimlich maneuver. The Heimlich maneuver was not working, so she tried different measures while someone inside called 911. So right here.
Yeah, Rayleigh called on a stranger to help her continue the Heimlich maneuver, and the two worked to successfully dislodge the food from her throat. The woman was able to breathe once again and thank Rayleigh, who received $100 from the Edina Police Department's fund for those who do good deeds in the community.
$100? Yeah. Bullshit.
You saved someone's life. When I was in Vermont, we had two people that choked to death on food, and we were in a small town, 500 houses.
Well, they probably had COVID.
One of them choked to death on a hot dog, and the other one choked to death on chicken. Both of them. So
well, in the same sense of McDonald's, it can only happen to McDonald's. Over in China, you ever seen those people over in China? They love KFC. Yeah. They love KFC, and they also like McDonald's as well. Yeah. Unfortunately, or weird as in itself, you don't think of Chinese people being fat. Other than like the Buddha bellies and all that stuff. You don't think of Chinese people, a billion people can't be wrong.
I'd say they're a slimmer race than Americans.
I would say they're in, I don't want to say better health. I would say they probably have less body fat or they're not as obese over there. But they do have McDonald's as well. A TikTok customer dining while exercising on a stationary bike went viral over in China. So here's the video. It's called McFitness. The video, which is uploaded to TikTok, again, the number one visited site for 2021,
allegedly,
has garnered more than 34 million views, over 2.2 million likes at the same time of this writing right here. So here you go. She's eating. Here's a girl sitting at McDonald's, and she's on an exercise bike. And for those of you who want to see this video, you can go over to DeaconLive on Prophet Radio, and for every podcast we do have matching video as well. So here she is. Oh, Jesus. So she's pedaling. I don't know what it does, though. Yeah. Does it power like a TV or something?
No, I think it's something they probably just have you.
We'll find out right there, Dan.
In the video, the woman can be seen taking a bite of a burger while pedaling on the stationary bike table machine at a McDonald's restaurant in China. Many viewers marveled at the innovative seating, coining the term McFitness in response, while others commented on its ineffectiveness. One commentator writing, this is like using your phone while charging. Still, more calories are consumed than burned, one commented. So, bad for your digestive system. Don't do physical activities while eating. Eating needs a relaxed state so it can be digested well by the GI tract. I'm sorry.
So I don't understand why you would have the bicycle in there.
Well, some people feel like they everybody's in a rush. They're doing this, they're doing that. This gives me a chance to get a little exercise while I'm eating. So it's multitasking.
But they're saying that eating and doing something physical, it's like running a marathon and shoving hot dogs in your mouth.
Yeah. And taking a dump at the same time like that woman did. I can see people are multitasking and trying. How many people we're on a treadmill watching TV or reading
But they're not
news.
shoving a friggin' Subway sandwich down their throat.
They're probably drinking and stuff.
Well, drinking, but not.
I think
I don't think this is not a good idea.
No, but being at McDonald's and eating something you shouldn't eat, and then
that's the first bad idea. That's the first bad idea is going to McDonald's and eating, and now you're going to go to McDonald's and sit on a bike and eat at the same time, and you're going to go to McDonald's and sit on a bike and eat at the same time, try to charge your phone while you're on it at the same time.
And drink a Diet Coke to lose weight.
Wrap everything up. Now, this guy right here was definitely not drinking a Diet Coke. Got in some trouble over there in a small little community called Mexico. A possibly drunk umpire in Mexico's flipped off fans and tried to fight the players mid-game. Now, for more on this, take it right there, Dan.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say we've all had one too many at the ballpark before, but that doesn't normally apply to the umpire. A baseball game in Mexico took a wild turn over the weekend when the police had to be called to the field to remove a belligerent umpire who was having trouble even standing on the field without assistance.
And he's the guy supposed to be, being you look to him for directions and keeping everything at peace here. So here he is. So hold on. This is all in Spanish. So I appreciate all of you guys to translate for your friends, all your Spanish speakers. And for those that don't speak Spanish, I apologize that you don't speak Spanish as well. So here you go. Here he is. Just standing there. He's like a base coach. So he's like the first base coach. Here he comes. Oh, let's go here. So here comes one of the officials. Yeah. He comes up behind him, and the umpire's like, "Hey, buddy!" Throws his arm around him. Hey, haven't seen you in a long time. Hey, the guy's like, hey man, are you wasted? See, maybe a little bit. All right there.
Yeah, I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Come
yet,
on, Angel.
so-
Come on, Angel. Let's go inside. No. I have to finish the game. Here comes the police officer. No, you're done. No, I'm not drunk. No. Here comes the other guy.
Okay, we got 3 people surrounding him now.
And they're grabbing his arm so he can't do anything. And they're escorting him, like, forcefully off the field now.
Yeah.
There he goes. Adios mio. He's out of there.
Yeah, I was expecting the umpire to strike back.
Now, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't say that he had the officials didn't say whether he was drunk or anything like that, but he was definitely inebriated on something, and they didn't say anything about that. So here's is this another video? Oh, this is. See this video here?
Carl's Jr., look at that.
Let's see, hold on. See him right here?
Yeah.
I want to hit play out loud. Play out loud. Here's the second angle from it.
Yeah, because the first angle didn't show much. So.
All right, so here's the actual, probably the incident. Unmute. Look at it. There he is, flicking them off. He's looking at the sky now. He's loaded. He is loaded. Fuck you. Finger up in the air. So there you go. What's his name? Let's see. Let's give him credit. Drunk Mexican. I don't want to give his name out because he might get mad at me and show up on my doorstep. All right, we're going to leave you on that. I hope you guys all have a great Christmas. Be safe out there. Hope you get all the stuff. Santa Claus brings you all the stuff and all the things that you wish for. I know everyone was good out there. They were all good little boys and girls. On behalf of IT Dan,
Merry Christmas.
My name is the Deacon saying goodnight and goodnight.
Wait, come back.
This is the end. The absolute end.
There you go.